go, we go. Didn't think you would ever believe in me. Now I see your colors, now they're in my dreams. Do I need a doctor? Do I just need sleep? Cause I've been up for almost 3 weeks. Ooh, you think you got to me? All you did was use me. Round and round we go. We go. Baby, baby, now I'm trying to forget you. Baby, I know everything that was about you. No, I'm joking, I'm looking for the bathroom. Round and round, yeah, round and round we go. Picture perfect, but so many flaws to stop you. I don't wanna ever see you in the same room. I open up and then you hit on all my issues. Round and round we go. We go.
You hear me? Yeah. You can't hear me yet. Now you can. Excellent. Well, welcome everybody. It's been a little while since we've streamed. I've actually moved my desk and I don't like the glow. There's like a window behind me now and I'm gonna probably have to fix that. But anyway, today what we've got going on is we've got the first week of CPL. The previous streams have been preseason, everyone getting their feet underneath them, getting placed into these different tiers so that they can have fair and fun matches. And so what we're going to be doing today is we are going to be casting the Bargain Bin Bonjwas against the amazing ZerO effOrt ZeLoT Rush. Tier 4 teams, right? So we're going to have 4 matches. They're each going to be best of 3. They do have predetermined maps, which I don't remember exactly what they were, but as we go in, we'll make sure we keep track of those, and we'll just go down the list. So very first and foremost, the Bargain Bin Bonjwas, who we have representing them, is going to be GoFarman, our Terran, Invalidity, Protoss, Peru, Protoss, and Strawberry as Zerg. And then for the ZerO effOrt ZeLoT Rush lineup, we have Staged, Dead Dumble, Deproselytize, and JJ33002. So that is going to be that. Also, before we kick it off, it would not be a normal CPL stream without us executing the anthem. So we're going to have to knock that out real quick. But I need to find out where is it? Where did it go? There it is. There it is. All right, so everybody go ahead. Put your pants back on. Tie your shoes. Put on your iPro, and let's get the anthem. If I can get it. Gotta warm up those fingers.
Winners rise and losers fall, reflexes sharp, minds and flaw. Gamers play, this never ends. CPL, where legends play.
Formalities. Who sings it? I think that's Javier. I think that's Javi. Allegedly. I've heard that it could be AI, but I've also heard that it's probably Javi. And I think it is Javi because the file, like the way it's named, it's like CPL song. And then like in parentheses, it's got like German. Like this is the German voice one or something like that. And I think that's probably Javi. So excellent. Let's go ahead and get into it. I guess what I should probably do beforehand is actually get the replay up. And then also make sure that we're going to have a nice little template this time. So we'll be able to keep track of the players, the score, the teams, etc. And that'll be that. Let me... Here we go. Bargain Bin Bonjwas versus ZerO effOrt ZeLoT Rush. We're going to start off with Go Farman and Staged. And we'll go right into game number 1, which is going to be on Radeon. Okay, very cool. Let's go ahead and make sure everything's working all right. We'll go to live PC. Okay, so I do need to change the scores. Got to give you some desktop audio. And just 1 second. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to figure out how to better use this this scoreboard and everything. So we've got Go Farman, who's going to be Terran on team Bargain Bin Bonjwas, and then we have player B, who's going to be our Zerg, and this is going to be staged on ZerO effOrt ZeLoT Rush, which I did test this a while back, and it looks really dumb if I type out the whole thing, so we're going to go for it in this way. Biggest simp, whatever, dude. Map is going to be Radeon. Jeez, I had all this saved. I guess it doesn't save. Week 1, Tier 4. Alright, sweet. Hopefully everything looks good now. Let's go ahead and kick this off, and let's get all into it. Got the day off today. Kids are in school. We can get a lot of casting done if we want to. We'll see how it goes. Up here, let's go ahead and kick this off. We've got in the bottom right of Radeon, we have our blue Terran, and this is the Bargain Bin Bonjwas Go Farman. And then in the top left, we have our red Zerg, Staged, who, if you have not checked out his streams, he does casting as well, and he's amazing. He's absolutely incredible. For like the 2 of you that watch me, you would absolutely love the work that he puts in, so go ahead and give him some love. But Staged is on the team ZerO effOrt ZeLoT Rush, and he'll be representing red Zerg here. I'm going to take off my hat real quick because it's bothering me. I don't know if Staged lives in a prison, but if he does, that's interesting. Oh, the background looks like a prison. Yeah, well, you'll have to go and check it out. Alright, both players just doing their initial scouting thing. Now, we do have a second SCV going out rather early. Oh, shoot, and that's because we've got a BBS. Now, it's going to get scouted. Now, Staged, I don't know if he was aware that this was going to be a potential strategy from his opponent, but he sent the Overlord over to the top right, and he sent a drone straight cross scout, which is, you know, a pretty good method to make sure you scout the middle of the map. Now, he does kill this SCV, and that barracks does get canceled. The second SCV going back home, and it looks like he's just going to be rebuilding back in his base. Now, overall, we're not too far behind now. Like, yeah, that was kind of annoying, but it could have been a lot worse for both players, right? If Stage didn't catch that, he could have been dead. And Go Farman wasn't too deep. His second SCV wasn't even all the way there. He was able to get the cancel. So really, he lost, you know, a few seconds and an SCV, which sucks. But I think, you know, we can still have a game out of this for sure. Meanwhile, we do have the spawning pool up, and we are following up that nice little advantage from the beginning with 6 Zerglings from Stage. And it also looks like he's going to be setting up a hatchery here at the natural. So expanding, getting his 6 Zerglings, running straight across the map. And he'll be scouting ahead with this drone here a little bit. 9K, what's up, man? Goat Shark. I can live with that nickname. You can call me Goat Shark. Second barracks still going down, so still committing... well, actually, never mind. Never mind, this is a TVZ. Getting a second barracks down. Now, this is before any type of expansion. So, playing a little aggressive here. Go Farman. Probably going to be doing a 2 racks academy build. Very common. Now, the one and only Marine does get knocked out by Stage's Zerglings. And this looks like it could do a lot of damage. We're going to have to pull some SCVs here and get another Marine, and hopefully to safety. Good micro here from Go Farman. Well, oh, it does survive. Okay, keeping these Marines behind the SCVs is going to be paramount for Go Farman to limit the damage taken. Now, he still has only lost a couple SCVs. The worker counts are equal. Ooh, losing that Marine there is a feel bad, but it does look like Go Farman is going to be able to clean up this little this little harassment from Staged. So, very cool. Let's see what's going on here. Natural hatchery is up. Are we going a third hatchery? We are. We are getting a third hatchery in the main base for Staged. A few more Zerglings being popped out. Okay. Looks like we're doing all right here for both players. We're getting the Marine count back up. I want to make sure, you know, I want to see this command center just pumping SCVs nonstop, though. Okay, good. It's starting to blink again, and we are getting the academy. So the two racks academy. Going to be able to get some medics, get the stim, and try to push across, and hopefully Go Farman get some scouting off here once the academy and scanners are up, just to see if he's facing against any type of Spire or Hydralisks or just Ling Flood. Right now we do see an evolution chamber being the first non-hatchery building really being made, which indicates to me maybe Ling Flood. We got, what, 7 chilling here? And it looks like they are going to be moving into the main base. You might be waiting for that initial attack upgrade, though. Getting speed. I actually totally forgot there was a production tab in the top left. And we are getting layer. So I think this will transform into Mutalisk play from Staged. And then meanwhile, Stim about halfway complete. Bioball starting to grow. We've got 2 medics being built here. And once the medics are out, I imagine we're going to see Go Farman kind of move. Yep, here he goes. The Bioball is going to be heading down into the natural, and they're going to come into contact with these Zerglings. And these Zerglings haven't been upgraded yet. They still don't have speed. The Staged is able to pull those back to safety. Okay, so a little skirmish, a little get off my front lawn from the Terran player. Does force a sunken right off the bat, too. And here's the Spire. Okay, so with the Spire, is Go Farman going to be able to just walk across and kill? Probably not. Not with 2 sunkens, this evolution chamber, and the fact that the Ling Force is still pretty healthy. I don't think this is going to be enough. And he doesn't have the ability to just run by either. The SimCity is there for a Zerg player. So I think he's going to have to get called back. But we're still a little ways off on the Spire. Now, I do want to take just a quick note here before the fight kind of kicks off. Not seeing an eBay for any type of like turrets. And it does look like the Bioball is going to get mangled here. So when these Mutalisks pop out, I would say right now, Go Farman is in a little bit of a challenging position. Marines and medics are kind of spread all over the place. Looks like Go Farman's able to consolidate a little group of them here. Get them healed up. Still waiting on an expansion as well. Instead, going up to 4 barracks, plus a factory. I'm loving this. I'm loving it. This looks fun. But what I want to see is some sort of defense against the Mutalisks. Which he may be just opting for mass Marines. Marines shoot up. Why not? Let's do it. Now here come the Mutalisks, and the Marine force out on the map is trying to chase him down. Staged is trying to pick off Marines here and there. I think these Mutalisks might be better served just going across the map and harassing the mineral lines of our Terran player. But he is getting a lot of damage out here. He is able to clean up these Marines. We're still sitting at 6 Mutalisks. So, a lot of damage there. But the Mutalisks are a little bit banged up. Now, the reason why I would have liked to see those go straight across the map is there's just nothing here. The eBay is now being built. So, a little bit of a ways off turrets. Additional Marines and medics are just continuing to be picked off. So Staged, I would say, is in a very strong position right now. The Mutalisks and the Zerglings are in a position where they can do a lot of damage. Now, Terran is getting one turret up there, another over here, another down here. So turrets all over the place. Ooh, and one does finish. Now, we only have 5 Mutalisks. And here come the Zerglings to help out. The Stage not fully committing, which I think is fine. Getting a machine shop on the factory, continuing Marine production. It's starting to get a little bit scary here for our Terran player. Okay, looks like Staged is starting to group up his units for an attack. Are we at +1 or +2? Okay, so we already have +1 armor. +1 melee weapons about to be upgraded. And that might be the power spike that Staged is waiting for before throwing in all these Zerglings. And the Mutalisk count is continuing to go up. And the Bio Ball is decent, but it's not super big right now. So these Mutalisks and Zerglings, I think, are going to be able to pack a huge punch. Absolutely huge. And here we go. Here come the Mutalisks. Oh, but the turrets push them back. But here come the Zerglings. Big fight here. This looks like it could be game deciding. And the Zerglings seem to be just shredding through the Marines. Staged getting a little bit more aggressive here with the Mutalisks. Going to take down the one turret defending the mineral line. And there's the GG. Staged for ZerO effOrt ZeLoT Rush, earning his first win of this best of 3 series. So let's go ahead. Let us go to the scorecard. The big cam, as the scene is called. Oh no, I don't want that. Hold on. Almost had to throw on some glasses and do the anthem again. Let's go ahead and update the score here real quick. So it should look like this. And I'm testing this method out for the first time. Hey, there we go. So we're sitting at Go Farman 0, staged at 1. Let's go into round 2. The first map was on Radion. Let's see what map number 2 is on. And I can't believe it. I thought I was feeling great, that I wouldn't have to cough. I start streaming, and now all of a sudden my throat is just super uber tickly. You know, got one of them tickle throats going on. I'm sure there's a joke in there somewhere. Let's go ahead and go into live PC. And we're on Polypoid. We're gonna be on Polypoid, so I'm gonna have to change the thingy. I need like someone to just do production for me. I can't click all this crap. Polypoid. +1 on the score. Should look good. Should look good. Alright, well here we are on Polypoid, another 4-player map. We've got Go Farman, our blue Terran, in the top right, coming off of a difficult loss there in the last round. Staged, our red Zerg down here in the bottom left, took that first map by using Mutalisks and Zerglings. Now, what we didn't see a lot of was expansion from either player. Both players opted to go for a little bit of a lower economy game. And we saw that initially with Go Farm Man going into a BBS. So I think part of maybe kind of what happened with Go Farm Man was the fact that that BBS was disrupted. He went to the middle of the map, he started throwing down this hyper-aggressive cheese build, and it was immediately noticed by Stage. And I think at maybe this tier 4 level, that could be incredibly frustrating and disorienting. And so I don't know if Go Farm Man really knew how to kind of like go back home, go back into the original, 2 barracks academy build, but that's what he did. And then the other pivotal moment was really trying to push in with that bio ball into stage natural. That just had too many sunkens and the Zergling flank that came from behind. So I say all that to say, I'm not counting Go Farm Man out. I think the first game, there was a few big moments that went wrong for him, but I think that he is positioned and well matched here against Staged. Staged getting his spawning pool down, Overlord just now popping. You can also notice Stage does go and check the middle of the map. This is a man with scar tissue. This is someone that has seen some BBSs in his time. And how cool would it have been if Go Farm Man did it again, right? Like, oh, you caught me the first time. Oh, all right. Psych, doing it again. You'll never see it coming. All right, Stage is going to get up here into the top right. He's going to have confirmation that Go Farm Man did spawn up here at the 1 o'clock, and also that all of his buildings are in his base. Now, it looks like Go Farm Man is going for another 2 racks academy type build as opposed to like a 1 racks fast expand into 2 racks academy. So this is a little bit of a faster, a little bit of a more aggressive type build, but it also is able to defend against early Ling pressure pretty well as well. So this is safe, but you're a little bit behind economically than you could be otherwise. So here come the 6 Zerglings from Stage. We saw this last game, and they were a huge pain in the butt last game. So let's see how Go Farm Man does. This time he's got a lot more Marines. He's got 3. Getting them behind the SCVs. This is actually pretty good micro. Wish this guy was in the fight as well as this one. But able to knock out a few of these Zerglings already with minimal losses. Like, I don't think he's lost any SCVs. Just a couple of Marines. And that's what they're there for, right? Okay, cool. So the SCVs, they're going to go back to mining. Super annoying. And getting back into Marine production. Let's go ahead and check out our Zerg. This thing, not a Zerg, it's a Cockaroo. And it looks like we're building a 3rd hatchery in the main. So doing the 3 hatchery build again. Last time we saw the expansion and then a wave of Zerglings. So this is something that's different from last game from Stage, is he's not remaking a mass amount of Zerglings. He's going into the 3 hatcheries earlier, which I think is going to be really powerful, actually. Because we were talking earlier about how Terran's not taking an expansion, which is going to put him a little bit behind economically, like in the mid game. Like, if this game goes to like 12, 14 minutes, I think Stage is going to be in a really good spot. Layer going down. 3rd hatchery still being built. 2nd hatchery. Is there a single military unit? Okay, we've got 2 Zerglings. Group of Marines. Got some Marines just doing some scouting stuff. And here come the medics. So with this build, generally 2 medics means move out. And off they go. Ooh, and they are going up here where the Zerglings are. So if he hadn't done that, there could have been a... I mean, there's only 2, but there could have been a fun little opportunity where Stage can sneak those 2 Zerglings into the main. And he still might. They're still around. Alright. Terran push out. Let's see what the response is. We have 2. Make that 3 Sunkens being thrown down for our Zerg player. Are they going to be done in time? That's the question, because these are all still just creep colonies, right? They still have to morph into Sunkens. The first one almost complete. Oh, but here comes the stim! And by the way, Sunkens lose 100 health when they morph. So you see this? Right? 250, boom, 150. And then it just gets shredded. I think this might be it for our Zerg player, as the Terran is just walking through this natural. There's no army for the Zerg. He's trying to defend with the Sunkens, but Go Farman is just keeping the Marines stemmed and picking off the Sunkens one at a time. Continuing to make Marines back home, and that's it. Very well executed timing. I think Stage was just getting a little greedy, right? You know, we saw that difference between the first game and the second game. The first one, he kept the link production a little bit, and kept the pressure on, kept the Terran a little bit more contained. This time, Go Farman was able to get his 2 medics out, get his grip of Marines, his control group, and just straight stim across the map before those Sunkens were able to be completed. Very, very cool. Very cool. I might as well just knock out the score while we're here too. Okay, there's 2. Change scenes. Cough obnoxiously into a mic. Change score. You know what I mean? I need someone to do production. There we go. Go Farman and Stage tied up 1-1. We're going into the 3rd game of this best of 3 series that is kicking off our match between the Bargain Bin Bonjwas and ZerO effOrt ZeLoT Rush. This is fun stuff. I'm loving it. Go ahead and exit this replay. Alright. Hey, Stage! What's up, my man? My mining at the start of this game was uber scuffed. Story of my life. Story of my life. Sick targeting. I hate cockaroos, man. Yo, cockaroos are the worst. They make you think something's there. It reminds me, on StarCraft 2, there was this map. Probably still is. I just haven't played it in a long time. It was like an ocean map theme. And in the bottom right spawn on that map... Hey, Strawberry! Thanks for the follow, man. But in the bottom right of that map, there's like this giant creature that like swims around. And it creates this shadow on the ground, and it drives me insane. I used to always think there was something moving over there, like an army or like a probe scouting me or something. Anyway, what am I doing? Right, we're doing another match. And I really thought this cough was over. Let's go into game 3, y'all. Hey, thank you! Brander, buddy. Also, that shows me I need to change my scene so that the alert box is over everything else. I can see your guys' names. Thank you so much for the follows. And also, if you're feeling generous, throw some Twitch Prime subs. Taking all the money from Twitch Prime subs and everything that this Twitch makes, and I'm throwing it towards StarCraft tournaments. I think right now I'm at $6. Oh no, Ask, you subbed. So I think I'm at $8. So we're on our way to our first $50 tournament. But anyway, that's that. Our final match of our first series. We've got Go Farman, our blue Terran, coming off of a really well-fought win last game. And then down here in the bottom left, we've got Stage. This looks like Eclipse. I didn't change the map name, and I was distracted. But I'm going to go out on a limb and just assume this is Eclipse. So, there. Hopefully it's fixed on the scoreboard thingy. Strawberry, thanks for the subscription. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, and I'm not kidding. Everything that this Twitch makes, it's just going to go straight into StarCraft Underground tournaments, which I know isn't CPL, so I won't talk too much about it. But if you're not a part of StarCraft Underground, you should be. It's a fun, casual tournament scene, flexible matches. Check it out. The Discord channel's on the Twitch somewhere, and 90% of the people in chat know about it, so join, play. It's a fun time. Now back to the game. We've got Go Farman throwing down his first barracks of the match. And what I like about 2-player maps is that you can kind of delay some of your scouting if you want to. And you can also do some really fun cheeses. Now we're not really seeing much of that from either player. We're seeing kind of a normal scout here from Stage, sending a drone right away, just to make sure that there isn't any kind of shenanigans. And then we're also just doing 2 Rex Academy, it looks like, again. Which is, I think, a good build for this map. Okay, it does look like it was probably overpull. Sage, you're here in chat. Was this an overpull? That seems to be the go-to. Twitch app on Xbox be crashing. Sorry to hear that. Always open it on your phone, PC, smart TV, PlayStation. Here we go. First Marine is out. Does kill the scouting drone. Getting at 4 Zerglings. So mixing it up a little bit again. Yeah, this build does look a little bit special. Looks a little bit different because we're doing 4 Lings instead of 6. We're getting that hatchery down. Oh my gosh, my throat. Hold on. Insane. I thought I only coughed when Escalade was casting with me. I thought that was the rule. Alright, we're getting the academy down. Then we'll get our medics, and then we're going to just yeet across the map. 4 Zerglings sitting on standby. So this time, the difference here is that the Zerglings, if they see the move out, the Sunkens can get thrown down earlier. Because last time, the Sunkens took a little while to get made. I'm sitting here staring at this ramp like there's something that's going to happen, but it doesn't look like anything's going to happen on the ramp. Still waiting for the hatchery to be completed here at the natural. And we have the 3rd hatchery going down in the main again. Alright, so we're seeing pretty repetitive builds from both players. Ooh! Okay, no medics. There they are, but they're a little behind. Which might become a thing. Here come the Sunkens. Now we needed to wait for the hatcheries to get down. The attack is probably going to hit about when these finish up. We got 4 Zerglings. No additional Zerglings being made. Looks like we're going to be content with 3 Sunkens. Now, he did this the first game. So in game 1, Stage also threw his Lings off to the side and then used them as a flanking maneuver when the Marine Medic combo kind of hit the natural. So we'll probably see that again. A couple more Lings being sent over here. And here comes that flank, right? But the flank's not going to be very successful. It wasn't timed while these were engaged fully with the Sunkens. If that was the case, that would have been really, really good. But Go Farman, he came across, forced the Sunkens, and ended up walking back. So good value there. Every Sunken is 1 less drone. And it looks like Stage is a little bit nervous too, so throwing down a 4th Sunken. The medics that were left behind decided to get up and go. I think maybe we might have some barracks rallied over here. So we might see some Marines trickling across the map for a while. Now we're getting the eBay down. Now this is good because game 1, again, the eBay was a little late. So getting this down, you can see here, right? We're just hitting 6 minutes. He'll be able to get a turret down in time for Mutalisks, which are coming, right? So the Spire just now getting built here at the natural. You can see it was delayed pretty heavily. And I think that's because of the number of Sunkens that need to be made. All right. I'd say we're stabilizing. We're seeing the first expansion of the series for Go Farman. Taking his natural. Evolution chamber. Alright, I see giant WTF. What's going on in chat? It's supposed to be blah, 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 blah. Oh, God. Anyway. Ooh, Marines might have an opportunity to snipe an Overlord. Doesn't look... Oh, he's going. We're stimming straight across the map. I like it. I like his style. Now, unfortunately for him, there's a lot of stuff here. A lot of stuff. We got 4 Sunkens. We've got a whole bunch of Zerglings. And Stage just threw down 2 more Sunkens. This must be some sort of, like, prepare for crazy Zerg type thing. No! We've got Hydralisk done. Oh, I see what's going on here. Okay, so Gothar Man, he's probably learned that around this time, a lot of Zergs will go and get their 3rd expansion. Now, instead of using his scanners for that, which is probably a good idea, right? He should probably use his scanners to confirm the tech and see if, you know, he's about to get hit by lurkers or mutalisks. He's getting out on the map with his bio ball, and he stimmed in hopes of trying to hit that 3rd base as it was going up. Now, on the way back home, he is going to encounter these mutalisks. Now, this is a good-sized bio ball. The mutalisk count isn't quite there yet. It's only at 5. And this is, again, I think Stage would do well to have this kind of harassing the main. But there's a good amount of Marines here. We got turrets in the natural. We got turrets in the main. Factory, starport. Getting a control tower. Next up, we should be seeing... kind of curious, actually, what we should be seeing from Gothar Man. I would expect either more barracks or even like a 2nd starport and a science facility. But we're getting a vulture. Okay. Oh, there's the barracks. All right, so going up to 4 barracks. Meanwhile, Stage, adding to his mutalisk count. Looks like he's going to be trying to attack from the very top. Now, I like this angle because, 1, it's a pain in the butt as Terran to cover all your base with turrets, like, effectively. And most of the focus is going to be here down into, like, the natural. And so he has an opportunity to kind of pick off maybe this SCV, harass some of these buildings. He might even be able to dive on this turret. Looks like that might be what's happening. And also hitting from here, he's bringing the entire Marine force from the Terran all the way back up into the main, which is keeping him safe and allowing him to take this 3rd base when he's ready. Here come the Zerglings. Ooh, they're looking fast. We got Speedlings. We've got +1 carapace and melee weapons being upgraded right now. And we have the Mutalisk diving in again. Now, this is a lot of Marines. You got to be careful with those mutas. And we have the 3rd hatchery, not 3rd hatchery, but 3rd expansion, 3rd base being taken for a Zerg player. Okay, we got more vultures. No mines. I'm curious what's going on with the vultures. I think it's a creative addition here. And it could be really powerful if it, like, knocking down drones at the expansions. Yo, rock the top! Thanks for following. Okay, a little bit of drone transfer here up towards the 3rd base. Should be finishing up shortly. Let's go ahead and take a look at the tech going on. We've got 2 evolution chambers. We've got the Queen's Nest. We've got a hive. We've got Ultralisk Cavern. Okay, so this was kind of a crazy Zerg type situation that Stage was looking for. I think it's crazy Zerg. It's at least Ultralisks. And it has all the indicators of crazy Zerg, right? Like when I'm Terran and I'm playing and I go to a natural and I see like 9 million Sunkens, I'm like, okay, you're buying time. Look at all these Marines. And no medics. We call this a sausage party. Not to be confused with the horrible movie. Like to see some medics thrown in here. Alright, now we do have a science vessel up. Don't know if we have a radiate. Getting some turrets. Both players looking like they're playing a solid game this last round. Now, I'd like to see I think this is around the time Go Farman probably needs to start getting out on the map. If I was him, I'd start being a little nervous. Yo, Purpux! Thanks for following, man. Alright, getting that third gas, which is going to be really important to forward all these Ultralisks that Stage is looking to start pumping out. We have a few on the field right now. Science Vessel count starting to grow. We're going to probably get to see how Go Farman is with his irradiates. And we're getting tanks. Now, where are we on upgrades? Now, we're only at +1 for the Marines, +2 finishing up here shortly, and we are starting to get medics. All right, the sausage party is about to come to an end. All right, we've got the science vessels moving forward. And here comes the Zerg attack. Congo lining across the map. Got the Mutalisks up here at the top. There's only a few of them. He's discontinued Mutalisk production. Sometimes what we'll see is some Scourge kind of mixed in here. S, did you really clip that? All right, and here comes the... Okay, so both armies going to meet out in the middle of the map, and honestly, this looks like it's setting up for a nice little ambush here by the Zerg. Oh, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Throw in your bets. We've got angry elephants rolling into these +2 Marines. Now, we've got the tanks, but they're a little bit behind. No irradiates either, no D-Matrix. Love to see these science vessels casting spells all over the place. Oh, and the Ultras are on the tanks. There we go, here come the irradiates. Ooh, just raining down on all these Ultras. And now they're going to go towards the natural. Now the natural looks well enough defended. Get these Marines back here behind this bunker. Get the medics in front. But this is going to clean up these Ultras just fine. Now that was a pretty hard reset to the Terran force. And this is the point in the game where it's really scary as Terran. And Zerg is just going to be able to send wave after wave. We have a Defiler Mound that's up. And here's the Scourge I was talking about. Definitely want to mix in some of those and start sniping science vessels, because that irradiate just does work on the Ultralisk force. I like that this Vulture's out here. Ooh, nice attempt to burrow that drone. And here comes an Ultra. Space cows! Ooh, we got some scans. What's he looking at? Alright, so he scanned the main. Didn't see the Defiler Mound. And I don't even see Defilers on the map yet either. It's really tough. Like this denial was actually a pretty big deal, considering the Ultralisk heavy style that Stage is going for. He needs all the gas that he can get. He is gas starved. You can see up here he's at 300, but it's trickling in pretty slow. And Ultras and Defilers are just so expensive. Now, these science vessels moving out, they are alone and unescorted, so these mutas could probably jump on them. And there's a lot of Scourge out on the field as well. Now, this is the time you want to start hitting these with irradiates while they're far across the map. Get them as they're coming all the way across, so that by the time they get to the Terran base, they're weakened. Now, one science vessel did go down to a Scourge, and here we go. We're getting some irradiates off. Excellent. So this is a pretty big attack that our Zerg player is about to execute. Now, I don't know if there's siege mode. Oh, there is. And here we go. Big push here from Stage. He needs to get a lot of damage here. Mutalisk did not last very long. And unfortunately for Staged, he didn't get the damage I think he was looking for. Now, as Terran, what I'd be thinking of doing is unsieging all this and just yeeting. Charging across the map. Because right now, Zerg is pretty much reset. And Go Farman knows from his earlier scouting that Zerg is trying to take a fourth. Alright, we have a third base going down for our Terran player. Was scouted. By staged. We've got ourselves a game, ladies and gentlemen. Getting to see how these players macro. Big SCV transfer here looks like a dangerous timing too, because we've got a whole bunch of Zerglings sitting right here at that third base. Now it looks like Stage is just going to be running them in there. Going to be able to knock out these Marines, and oh no, this third base is in danger. This is going to be pretty huge. Stage just knocking out all of these SCVs. They're all going down. The Ultralists come in. We're seeing a reaction from our Terran player. He's evacuating his natural to try to save this third. But Zerg's not done. He's sending more Zerglings and Ultralists to this position. And everything's coming a little disjointed for our Terran player. This is one of those kind of like panic fights. Here we go. Okay, it looks like Terran is cleaning things up, but oh my gosh, that third base just got erased by these Zerglings. 2-2 Zerglings. By the way, 3-3 almost finished. We're also about to get +3 for our Terran Marines, and it did just upgrade. And now we start seeing defilers, and this is where things get really scary. Zerglings in the natural, taking advantage of the Terran army that had just moved to try to save the third. This is looking really good for a Zerg player. Scourge patrolling all over the map. I like this. Patrol underutilized, in my opinion. I'm trying to find where the action is. There's so much going on. I love it when games get messy like this. I love it. When there's like 8 different fights going on all over the place. Ultra is doing work here on these tanks. Scourge coming in for the science vessels. 1 goes down, 2 go down. Oh no, and right now we're just sitting with a bunch of medics. All the defenses for Terran have pretty much been wiped out. Sitting at 60 supply. Oh no, the medics just getting shredded. Okay, now Terran is just barely stabilized, but I think that Zerg is in a position where he can just keep sending wave after wave to our Terran player. And now we're bringing in Lurkers. The Lurkers are going to be able to absolutely decimate any bio that's out here. Go far, man, doing everything that he can to keep this Zerg away, but that's it. He throws in the GG. And that's going to give ZerO effOrt ZeLoT Rush the first win in this T4 Week 1 series, match, round, whatever you want to call it. Well done, both players. Congratulations, Stage, for earning one for your team. Let's go ahead and check out our scores. Oh, that's right. I need to fix the alert because I can't see who did that. Forsaken, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. All right, so that brings us into our next match. Oh, I need to save this. Did it pop up? There we go. Stage 2-1, earning one for ZerO effOrt ZeLoT Rush. Next up, we've got Invalidity against Dead Dumble. This is gonna be a PVZ. Very exciting. All right, let's go ahead and create that replay. And again, I'm gonna have to like go through all. Okay, so let me fix everything real quick. So we got player A is gonna be Invalidity. This is just an awesome name, Protoss. And then we've got our Zerg player, Dead Dumble. I wonder if that's like a Harry Potter reference, like Dead Dumbledore. Spoiler alert, by the way. Dumbledore dies. Alright. Going into it, game 1. That means that we're on Radeon. Let's get into it. StarCraft is so popular. So Forsaken, if you're stumbling into this and you're like, whoa, StarCraft's still being played? Yes. There's a thriving community, and this is a CPL. It's Coach Pupil League. It's a learning league. has several tiers. Right now we're looking at the lowest tier from this week's of competition, and it is so much fun. And so if you're looking to get back into it, this is a great place to start, and you should join. It's open to everybody. There's coaching available. It's all completely free, right? And it is just a great time, great community. There's always people playing. People get casted. But yeah, hop in. You used to rent it for N64? Yes, I love it. I love it. Yeah, you should jump back in. A lot of us are in that position, right? Like myself included. I played like 20 years ago. I missed it. I played StarCraft 2 for a while, and I was getting kind of burnt out on that. Checked in on the StarCraft Brood War community and absolutely fell in love with it. And now it's pretty much an addiction. So yeah, you definitely hop in and play. Okay, cool. Well, anyway, here we are, Radeon. Let's get into it. Yeah, Staged, I see you in chat. I think you and me had very similar experiences. Like, didn't play it for, decade, 2 decades. Jumped back in and are loving it. So anyway, here we are. We have our representative from ZerO effOrt Zealot Rush, Dead Dumble, our Zerg player here in the top right. And then down here in the bottom left, our blue Protoss player, who is Inva, which is Invalidity, representing the Bargain Bin Bonjwas. Oh, look at that sportsmanship. AKA, type back to me so that you screw up your build order. But yeah, ladder's alive, community's alive. There's so many different like tournament series you can join, even as a newbie. Jump in. Heck, even N64 is still represented. I think they were actually streaming earlier today, or maybe that was last night I was looking at it. And then there was recently a LAN in Philadelphia that had StarCraft 2, Brood War, and 64 all represented. And if you look at recent news, right, BlizzCon next year, also going to have Brood War. So it's alive and well. Yeah, I mean, my opinion of... I share a very similar opinion to IJ with StarCraft 64. I think it's the worst way to play the game, but it's very cool that it exists. I love it. And we'll see if we get more people into it as well. I mean, I know it being on Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass, has helped bring people into Brood War. I know that the miniature game that's coming out is revitalizing some memories and nostalgia from a lot of that community, right? Like a lot of Warhammer 40k players and tabletop players are having revitalized interest in StarCraft. But anyway, let's I think we're at the point in the game where we realize that there's no cheese, right? We're not seeing a 4-pool. We're not seeing any type of proxy gateways. Both players scouting. Right now, Dead Dumble is getting confirmation prior to our Protoss player on where his opponent is. And it looks like our Protoss player is doing a Forge Fast Expand. Very standard, this matchup. And it also looks like we're getting a hatchery here for a Zerg player. Right, getting the gateway up. Everything's looking good. Protoss, it looks like doing like an end scout. So now aware that the Zerg is in the top right, but did miss the Zerglings moving out. Now I don't think... Now there's an opportunity here for Dead Dumble to do something really cool. He could take these Zerglings and just run by. This is one of the things that you need to worry about as Protoss doing a Forge Fast Expand, is how are you preventing like a massive Zerglings from just running through. And I'm pretty sure there's gaps here to where the Zerglings could just get right up into the main. Looks like we might be going for an early sunken. Maybe hatch? No, it's probably a sunken. He's waiting for the creep. Or maybe the drone's just chilling. Alright, big probe transfer here to the natural for our Protoss player. And yeah, we're going to get creep colony down. This probe doing the best that it can to knock out this hatchery. Successfully pulls all the Zerglings back home. So that was actually pretty damaging. Because where I was talking earlier, where the Zerglings had that opportunity to run in and go straight into the main, that probe by itself pulled the entire Zerg army back home. And now there's a Zealot there plugging the hole. Really shoving himself in there. And now nothing's going to be able to happen until either a lot more Zerglings or we start getting some Hydralisks out for our Zerg player. Now, I like this as well. Going for a third base, a fourth base, Dead Dumble, opening up the greed, deproselytize. Thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Oh, and I just missed it. It looks like those Zerglings that were hanging out here just got murked by a couple of Zealots. And we do have the Cybernetics core down, so I'm curious to see if Inva's going to start going into like a Stargate and get Corsairs and start sniping Overlords. We do see a second gateway. And we got the Citadel of Adun. Dead Dumble's greed not being punished at the moment. And we are getting the Hydralisk done morphed here in the main. So unless Inva can get some damage done here, our Zerg player is going to be in a really good spot to just start sending waves and waves of Hydralisks. Now, what I hope these Zealots do is that they go to one of these periphery bases. But I imagine it looks like he's going straight into the natural. Now, there is a wall of Sunkens here, and these Zealots aren't going to be able to do anything to this. They might be able, two of them might be able to get into up the ramp. He sees that, he's like, okay, can't break that. And what I'd like to see is breaking off and scouting these other bases, just to poke around, see where the Zerg's expanding. Now here's that Stargate we were talking about. It does look like Inva is going to be going into Corsairs, and he's also getting Templar tech. So looking to get some early storms out, which is going to be a must. Alright, so we have the Hydra numbers growing. And I think right now this is looking a little bit scary for Protoss. Getting the Corsairs up, gonna lose one Overlord here. Now the cool thing about this Overlord is, like, you know it's gonna die, right? The Corsairs are gonna come over here, but you're also being able to peek and see, like, okay, is there a cannon here with the Stargate? If not, you can sometimes park some Scourge on top. And also, it's keeping this Corsair in the base. Like, you know this Overlord's gonna die, but he's keeping the Corsair there so that he has time to get his other Overlords back home with his Hydralisks. It looks like he's having a move out. The Hydralisks are going to be moving over here to the natural. What do we have? We've got 4 Zealots and only 1 cannon. Okay, so normally you'd see about 3. So this is a little bit scary. We've got Loogie range, as I like to call it, Hydralisk range, being researched. And once it's done, I think that's going to be the trigger. No, we're going straight in. We're getting the Zealots aggroed onto the Hydralisk. We're pulling them into the larger group. Okay, looks like Invalidity did regain control of them, shoving them back here behind the cannon. Now here come the Hydralisks. They're going for the bust. They get the 1 cannon. This is why you need multiple. You need like 3 or 4 of those things. And the Hydralisks are just swarming in. The Zealots doing everything they can. They're cutting down Hydralisks left and right. And here, oh man, oh no! These Hydralisks are going to shred everything. Meanwhile, we got the Corsairs up here sniping this Overlord. And that's all she wrote. And this even another thing about this wall, right? You want to have a backup pylon because you know that pylon's going to die. And there's the GG. Dead Dumble. Bringing one home for the home team. Excellent job. Great game by both players. Let's go ahead and go back to our scoreboard. We'll get into game 2. Pretty big APM disparity. Oh, you guys can't see that. It was like 200 to 40. Zerg, man. Zerg is built different. Zerg players have APMs that just go to the moon and back. I feel like I need like 7 fingers, you know? Alright, going into game 2. Let's do it. I think I need to change the map. What is it? Polypoid? Here, let me show you the game. Alrighty, we're back. Yeah, Ricehat, you say I have 10 fingers, but you can't prove that. Up here in the top right, Dead Dumble, looking to finish this series out with a 2-0 win over Inva. Inva trying to come back off of that Hydra bust, right? We'll see if there's any adaptation from the previous match. Apologize for the cold. Sorry to all of you that have to listen to my coughing. I'm sure there's ways I could mute my microphone, but it seems like a lot of work. Alright, we're going to be throwing down a pylon down here again. Okay, so I like this time. I'm not an expert on pretty much anything, but last time you saw the pylon going away from the ramp to the main. This time the pylon is in front of the ramp to the main. And I think that's an important kind of adjustment because of that Zerg run by that we were talking about last time that didn't come to fruition, but is always a possibility. So a little bit extra obstacles for Zerglings so they can't just run straight in. We have the spawning pool going down for our Zerg player. And the Overlord is eventually going to head over to the Protoss base. The drone's going to head up here to the top left and see, there's no one here. Okay, bye. You know, I do have a Girl Shark picture that I think you sent in one of the Discord servers. It's the one with the fishnets, which is appropriate, I guess. I guess if you were a female fish, you'd wear fishnets. Oh, now this probe's going to do what all probes are born to do, be mega annoying. So a lot of times what you'll see happen with the Zerg players as well is they'll send, you know, either a second drone like that, or they'll send that first drone, and they'll hide it, and then when the scout comes in, then they throw down their hatchery behind it. But the second drone is able to get the hatchery down. Probe was knocked out by the drones, and we have the Forge Fast Expand going down. Now it looks like we're going... I'm not entirely certain. I feel like last time the Nexus went down before the cannon. But we're getting the cannon down, then we'll get the Nexus down for our Protoss player. So, curious to see what differences we see from last match. Dead Dumble last match was unpunished in his greed. He was able to take 4 bases right off the rip. And I don't think Protoss ever saw base 3 or 4. The Corsairs were out, but they didn't scout. Like, they were sniping Overlords out on the periphery. So we'll see if we see a similar game pattern this time. Now, only 2 Zerglings, 2 more following. And I would say not really a good opportunity to run by this time because of where the bulk of these buildings are. I think the city is looking a lot better this time. Hawkaroo down here. Important to call those out. I don't know if you know this or if you've done it in a while, but I remember as a kid, I found out by accident in single player, right? Just playing against the computer. If you just click on one of these like 1,000 times, they'll blow up in a nuclear explosion. And I remember finding that out as a kid and just thinking it was the funniest thing ever. And I think why I did it was I had come from like Warcraft 2. And Warcraft 2, if you kept clicking on like your units, they would get annoyed after a while. Because they always say like, yes, sir. Yeah, ready to work. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But then after you click them like 100 times, they're like, what do you want? So I was doing it in StarCraft, and I found out that they'll just explode if you click on them enough times. All right, we got the Zealot out, plugging the hole. Got a third base going up for our Zerg. He went for the one with the gas. Want me to click the Cockaroo? If I see a Cockaroo again, I'll click it. I don't think we can make it explode as an observer though. Boom, click the Cockaroo. 60 HP. Oh, I didn't know that, Crimson Joe. I'll have to boot up Warcraft 2 and blow up some sheep. It's like a normal thing for someone to do, right? Download a game just to explode a sheep. We have the Hydralisk Den out. Run 3 bases this time, not 4. Important distinction. I like the placement of this sunken colony. Both players just macroing. Doing what their coaches tell them to do. Build workers. Third gateway. 4. And here come the Zealots again. Just like, get off my lawn. One of the Zerglings barely survives. Alright, now we're at the stage of the game where we wait for Corsairs. And we wait for Hydralisks. Yeah, hopefully everyone's staying safe out there. A lot of snow came down. Kind of the northeast US, eastern Canada area. I got some, but it wasn't too bad. Got like 3 inches. (35°C). That sounds hot. Comes the Zealot move out. And we've got 3 Sunkens, another hatchery going down. We have another one in the main? No, sitting at 4 hatcheries at the moment. Now this amount of Zealots could maybe actually get some work done. Looks like he's going to be targeting this forward Sunken. It's going to go down pretty quick. The Hydralisk just now popping, adding a little bit of DPS to this fight. Okay, now okay, he's pulling back with his Zealots. Now we'll see if he decides to move around and look for an expansion. No, just walking around. Okay, decides to park him right there. Dead Dumble, not about that. Sending his Hydralisk out to aggro them back into the Sunkens. I love that. It's a great move. Now, we're really low on Zealot count. The rest of these are going to get cleaned up. And that's going to open up an opportunity for a Zerg counterattack. Back home, we still got a bunch, though. Now, we're sitting at that 1 cannon. Also, only 1 pylon. Which is important to note, right? Because if the Hydralisk bust comes and knocks out this pylon, you lose the production from this, you lose the upgrade being thrown down, you lose all your cannons, everything becomes unpowered. You gotta be careful about Artosis pylons. There's a lot of Zealots though. I think the Zealots are gonna be able to clean up these Hydralisks if they overcommit. A little bit of dance going on here. Okay, Hydralisks have been pushed away. I want to check and see what's going on in Protoss base. Okay, we're sitting on 3 gateways. No Corsair tech. No Templar tech. Right now just making money. Nothing on gas yet, which I think might be an oversight. That or we're just really, really leaning into the Zealot play. Like, look at all these Zealots. Zealots are good, by the way. If you've been away from the game for a while, Zealots are good. We also have some Dragoons being made and another gateway, 2 gateways being thrown down. Now here come the Hydralisks. And all the Zealots are going to run in here and just wipe these out. Yo, Caster Muse, thanks for the follow. What's up, man? You're like the opposite of a Caster Curse. Oh, good. We're up to 3 cannons. Now, slightly annoying because these Dragoons are going to have to run through the mineral line every time. We might see some of these buildings get knocked down here to open up just the ability to travel. But for our Zerg player, we've got 2 more bases being taken. So we're going to be going up to 5 bases for our Zerg player. Protoss still sitting on 2, but I like what I'm seeing. This is so much different than the last game. We're watching 3 more gateways get thrown down. A lot of Zealots. And we're also getting Templar tech somewhere. Somewhere it's being built. I think it's back here. Let's just say that that's it. Yeah, there it is. Now the Hydralisk count is growing, keeping them at home. Now I know we're not seeing Corsairs, but something for Dead Dumble, keeping some Hydralisks at each base for a little while with your Overlords, or wherever you put your Overlords. Good way to keep them safe. 2 evolution chambers going down. And this looks like a little bit of a scouting party. He's like, okay, Protoss might be on the 3rd base. Let's go ahead and check it out. Heading down here to the 6 o'clock, and he's like, no Protoss here. Maybe there's a hidden base. But now he's going to go hunting for bases. He's not going to find anything. Because us, the all-knowing audience, knows that there's nothing but a gajillion Zealots. Oh, and here come the Zealots. Yeah, these Zealots, they just walk with, like, big dick energy. They're just like, yeah, here we go. Go find some Zerg. Now, it looks like this time he's actually going to start looking for expansions. And he split his army in 2, which is really tough to deal with. Oh, never mind. They're both heading to the same base. I was going to say, if he hit 2 bases at the same time, that's hard to deal with anyway. And at this level, incredibly hard to deal with. Now, these Zealots are going to just destroy this base. The Sunkens are going down. The Hydralisks that were there got shredded. And these Zealots with their chopsticks of doom are just going to kill all of these drones. Now, luckily for Dead Dumble likes building bases. He likes building drones, so he's got plenty of them. Oh, the Hydralisk kind of in an awkward position trying to fight uphill on this ramp. Losing a lot of them to this Zealot force. And this engagement is going very well for our Protoss player. Now, I want to see him focus down this hatchery. Looks like that's what he's doing. Boom. Okay. A lot of Zealots starting to pop here. I'm a little unsure. It looks like this is like an even force facing off against each other. Alright, the Hydralisks are going to clean this up. Now, for Dead Dumble, he still has these 2 additional bases. Is he taking another one? Oh no, this was the scouting force. And now we've got Templar. I didn't see if Storm was researched, but I'm going to assume that it was. When it comes to upgrades, we're sitting at +1. About to get +1 armor. There we go. Now we're at 1-1 Zealots. Oh! And we've got a gajillion Lurkers. Now, do we have any observers? No, we don't have a robo. We don't have an observatory. Oh, holy Zerg or Lurkers, Batman. We got 9 Lurkers being morphed. Sounds like we're trying to make a highway here in the natural. Now, luckily, the Storm will be able to help take care of these Lurkers. So we'll have to see if Dead Dumble keeps them spaced out, or if he stacks them right on top of each other. This is so many Zealots. Inva has it figured out. Make Zealots. Here they go. Freaking G house. Congo lining all the way across the map, and here we go. Now, gotta get these burrowed. Let's burrow these Lurkers. boom, there they all go. And they're just gonna start annihilating these zealots. Where are the Templar? This is what I was talking about with the spread, right? A couple storms right here. Oh, here they come. Oh, not the biggest storm. Oh no, only got like a couple Hydralisks for that. Oh man, the opportunity that was missed there was so big. And now we're back to making zealots. Zealots, baby. Okay, but the lurkers were spotted. So Inva is like, oh crap, there's like lurkers on the map. And so he's building a rowboat. He's gonna get that observatory, but is he gonna have it in time? These lurkers are crawling across the map. Now they see these zealots, which is gonna force them to burrow. So that's buying our Protoss player some time. In reality, if he had just taken these lurkers, yeah, okay, he's doing some really good leapfrogging. But he just needs to get them like up in here. Oh my goodness, without any detection, this Protoss force is just gonna get it shredded. Some very confused Protoss units here. The zealots are like, hey, where are you? Okay. Where are we at? DT just got made. Another DT. Kind of thought we were going to stick with the High Templar route, but we're getting DTs out. We are getting the observatory. We're at +1/+1 for the lurkers. And this is kind of an annoying contain, but I think that Dead Dumble could be more aggressive with this. Ooh, holy lurkers. There are so many lurkers out here. Now, Protoss still on 2 bases, by the way. Just mined out. Okay, so now we're seeing a big advantage here for the Zerg when it comes to economy. And Protoss needs to make a move. Now, with a couple good storms, which we don't have available, there's no High Templar, a lot of these lurkers could get wiped out in one fell swoop. Okay, oh man, these cannons are going down so fast, these Hydralisks. They're aggroing out the zealots into this field of lurkers. Now we do have the observer, so now we can start fighting back as Protoss, but is it too late? I don't know what the game volume sounds like for you guys. Hopefully it's not too loud, because these lurker spines are very loud in my headset. And Inva just left the game. Now, that does give us a 2-0 win for Dead Dumble, I believe, right? Yeah. But there's also another game. So let's go ahead and take a quick check, a quick little gander, and just see if they played out all 3 of their games, or if there was some sort of mix-up with the files. Okay, yeah, it doesn't look like there's actually a 3rd game. That might be a unintentional, like, spoiler proofing. Yeah, it just says that, yeah, okay, to not spoil the caster. Got it. Okay, cool. Well, then that means we're going to move on to our next matchup, which is Protoss versus Terran. We don't need any of those Zerg. We don't need to watch any more of those Zerg players. Now, let me go ahead and get this score sheet all squared away, so when we jump into the match, everything looks peachy. So we got Peru versus ZeLoT, who is our Terran player. Now, right now, we've got ZerO effOrt Zealot Rush leading 2-0 over the Bargain Bin Bonjwas. Now, when it comes to week-over-week scoring, all the tiers are thrown together. But right now, it looks like the ZerO effOrt Zealot Rush Tier 4 is looking real strong. Okay, so I think we're good there. We're going to be starting off on Radeon. Let's create the game. Peru versus ZeLoT. Let's get after it, yo. That was a lot of lurkers. We saw a lot of lurkers that last game, and a lot of zealots. 2 of my least favorite units to fight against as a Terran player. That and probes. We also saw probes. They're also the worst. So down here in the bottom right, on Radeon, we've got ZeLoT. A recent follower of the channel, I might add, as our blue Terran, representing your effort ZeLoT rush. Now over here for the Bonjwas, the bargain bin Bonjwas, we got our red Protoss Peru, whose in-game name is Pepperoo. So my wife bought the zero sugar creamer, and I have a couple vices, right? And one of my biggest things is I love sweet coffee. Like, I will drink so much creamer with my coffee all day, every day. And this zero sugar creamer is just, it's so frustrating, right? Because I have to manually add a ton of sugar, which I don't know was her intent. I think she's trying to slim me down. But anyway, the extra step is just too much. And so I think I'm probably getting more sugar now than I was using like Coffee Mate. All right, so right now for Terran, we have what I like to call the Oops SimCity. This is something that I used to do as well a lot, thinking that because when your mineral line is on the left, you build your barracks next to your command center and the supply depot on the other side of it. That creates a nice hole, a really nice hole, beautiful hole, one of the best holes ever, where a Marine can go through and a ZeLoT cannot. But when you do this, it leaves this hole right here that a Marine can go through and also a ZeLoT can go through. So what you want to do instead is put your supply depot next to your command center and your barracks to the left of that. So something I learned the hard way. I think Rice Hat's laughing in the chat. I don't know if that's about coffee creamer or you're reminiscing of yelling at me about how to properly place buildings, but a fun little lesson there. Also here we've got Cybernetics Core, Gateway, Probe getting a first scout off on our Terran player. Ooh, cheeky little hide up here. See if it pops in at a certain time. It might be waiting, come down, check if there's a second base, or check the gas here in a little bit and see if there's going for 2FAC. All right, well, the probe didn't get to see a whole lot because these Marines did their job, knocked it out. Now, meanwhile, SCV is still running all over the place. Oftentimes we'll see Terran against Protoss do an end scout. This time it looks like doing a box scout, going around counterclockwise, looking for the opponent. So he knows where the Protoss is at, but does not know what the Protoss is doing. All right, so no ZeLoT coming out. So Terran is nice and safe for the moment. We have our first Dragoon. Second Dragoon has just been made. Sometimes we'll see Protoss walk the first one and the second one across, try to get a soft contain and get scouting on when the Terran expansion goes down. But when there's three is almost certainly when a move out occurs. You see that right there? That's an indication that there's something on your ramp. So when the ramp is blocked off and you're trying to send something up, you'll see your SCV kind of glitch out like that, like it just did. So deproselytize, now aware that the Dragoon are on their way. No bunker, which is dangerous. Around this time as Terran, you'd want your bunker, but we are going 2FAC, so we should be okay. And this is what I was mentioning before, right? So this is something that probe could have tried to stick around and scout for. But it's also what the Dragoon's job is as well early on, is to poke in here if you were to send like 1 or 2 and see if that expansion is up or not. Now the 3 Dragoons are going to show up, but Siege just now finishes. I don't know. Oh no, the tank goes down! That's Terran Nightmare number 2. When the Dragoons snipe your first tank, it is the worst feeling ever. Now another tank is coming out. But when it's unsupported like this, it's so scary and hard for the Terran to control. Because one, tanks are stupid. They're so stupid. And SCVs, they're even more stupid, right? He's probably sending all these to repair and they're all just dancing around. But luckily, they actually did their job and they came over here and repaired this tank. So it looks like ZeLoT is going to be able to clean this up. He'll be okay. Another Dragoon coming in, but when they're trickling in like this and your production is on point, you'll be just fine. I think he's lost like one SCV. Yeah, Dragoons are pretty dumb too. But they're so tanky. Alright, this Vulture just has an issue with this Goon. So it takes 8 Dragoon shots to kill a tank. And I think it takes 1,412 Vulture shots to kill a Dragoon. See, like the Dragoon was just like, stop! And just killed the Vulture. But it is super jacked up. So this is like 1 tank shot away from getting killed. Which I thought we might see here in a second. Here it is. Boop. Squished. Okay, we got the 2 SCV tank push. 2 tanks, 3 SCVs. And I think, actually, this is going to do a good amount of damage. He's using the SCVs to repair. 3 of them should be enough. Now, these Dragoons need to get up on top of these tanks. There we go. Good, but ZeLoT is smartly unsieging one of them. Oh my gosh, this is so much damage here for our Terran player. And now he's going to be able to set up a decent-sized contain. Now, I don't know if he's going to be able to rush up here into the top. It looks like he's going to be content with knocking out the natural and getting things set up. Ooh, I haven't been paying attention to what Protoss is doing at all. He's got his Robo facility up. Now, he's got his observatory, so we're not going to be seeing like Reavers or anything, but we're going to see a Dragoon drop. Unfortunately, again, ZeLoT is doing a good job of having some unsieged tanks mixed in. So the natural does go down. effOrt now supply blocked because of that. And this is looking really good for our Terran player. Loading things up in the shuttle, keeping them protected, actually, as they come out. Unfortunately, not getting that Dragoon down, but the ZeLoTs are going to be able to knock this out, no problem. And load them back up. I actually really like that. It's a cute little trick. Now, unfortunately, he just doesn't have enough. And with 3 tanks and this many Vultures, I think our Terran player is going to be able to just walk through the Protoss base. The probes, the last stand. And that's going to be GG. It's going to give 1 to ZeLoT and another W in the books. Well, almost, I guess. I guess we still have more game. But at least 1-0 in this series for our Terran player. So here we are. ZeLoT keeping up the tier 4 domination from ZerO effOrt Zealot Rush, but there are more games, ladies and gentlemen. We got game 2 coming right up, and it is going to be on Polypoid. And let's just get after it. Let's do it. Yeah, so that's the power of being able to not have your second tank killed right when it comes out of the factory. So like as a Protoss player, you get that first tank, get up into the main, you're sitting next to the factory, and it becomes this mini game of can the Terran run around with that tank and get it repaired faster than you can kill it with your Dragoons. And that was the turning point. When those Dragoons did not knock out that second tank and they all died and they were trickling in one at a time, that was the moment where it all kind of fell apart. And ZeLoT did a really good job with his, I would say, tank micro, right? Like keeping unsieged and sieged mixed in that natural. Really protect from some of the shenanigans that Protoss can do to protect themselves, such as get the Dragoons up on top of the tanks, get the Zealots in those drop ships dropped on the tanks. So that was a really fun engagement. So we've got ZeLoT down here in the bottom right is our blue Terran, looking to close out the series. And we've got effOrt, our red Protoss, up here in the top left. on my hyper sweetened coffee. Keeps me going. Also, for any veterans out there, happy Veterans Day. Just got back from a Veterans Day event at my children's school, and it was pretty cool. Like, got to hang out with other veterans for a little bit, and they had like this ceremony where they were like recognizing people in the community and stuff. And I tell you what, it was humbling and kind of tear-jerking, because they had like Gold Star families, which, if you don't know, Gold Star family is a family that has someone that lost a loved one in the military. And so they had like this mother whose son had been killed overseas, and it was pretty powerful stuff. It was pretty cool. It was cooler than I expected it to be for kind of like an elementary school production. But anyway, happy Veterans Day for those of you out there. Hopefully you get some time off. So here for our Terran, we've got our first factory. Now we have the gas going full blast again, right? So now the probe is actually here to timing to notice this. So if you're the Protoss player and you're bebopping around here and you see this, you see 3 people on gas when a factory is being made, you know it's going to be 2-fact. You either know it's going to be 2-fact, or you're going to know that the Terran is confused and just forgot. But the correct assumption is that it's 2-fact. Now, we've got double gate here for our Protoss player. That means 3 zealots coming through. Now, we might see an opportunity to learn why supply depot on the right is so important. But it looks like we have a bunker because that SCV did see it. Dazzle, I was in the army. Answer your question in chat. Ooh, a second bunker down here by the mineral patch. So, a little expensive to do this, but if you're concerned about your micro potential, not a bad idea, because what can happen here is that the zealots can just run right by, which is super annoying. You're like, yeah, I got a bunker, kicking ass, and then the zealots are just like, screw you in your bunker, I'm ready to go kill workers. And you're like, damn it, all my plans foiled. Also really annoying as a Terran player, accidentally throwing SCVs in the bunker. Been there, homie. Now, the zealots kind of missed their window. Yeah, just blocking the ramp is what I've learned to do. If I see the zealots coming, I grab a couple SCVs, throw them here on top, some Marines behind, and you can save a lot of money from throwing down bunkers. Now, we do see what we expected with 2-fact. Normally, we'd see the machine shop. There we go. And we do have our Protoss expanding. Now, I like that Peru didn't like commit with all these zealots. He kept them alive. That's gonna be really important. Now, unfortunately, with proper micro, these vultures are just gonna kill all of them. Oh no, they're in hold position. Wow, that came out really high pitched. That was awkward. Lost a little bit more zealots than we probably needed to. Right now we're at 2 gates. Citadel of Dune getting thrown down. A couple goons here at home preventing the run by. Very important, right? When you see those vultures out on the map, you gotta be cognizant that if speed gets upgraded, or even without speed, but especially when speed is upgraded, that the vultures are gonna be able to run right in. Now we'll see if our Protoss player tries to get a Robo Facility and Observer up, if he wants to try to move out on the map, because he needs to start worrying about mines. But he also knows that last time Deproselytize went siege early and pushed across the map with that. We got leg speed and Dragoon range being upgraded. And now, this is a little bit interesting point here for Deproselytize as well. So, when you do 2-fact, it's not uncommon to, when you do your push, or you get like your 2nd tank, 3rd tank, whatever style you're going for, and you go across the map to get your eBay, so that you can get a turret and protect against like DT counterplay. The method of detection being used here is going to be the Academy and getting a scanner. So we'll see how that goes. It doesn't look like we're having DTs come out, but that's just it's a choice, right? It's a tech choice. Siege mode being upgraded. A lot of Dragoons here. Now these Dragoons are chasing, which you gotta be careful about because you don't know if there's mines or not. In this case, there's not, but something that, like, this is week 2 now, right? So like Peru, if someone's watching your replays, what I'd be thinking to myself is, I'm gonna mine the crap out of the place. All right, we got a third gateway. We've got a robo facility coming up. Vultures, early warning system. Looks like instead of pushing with this 2-fact, it looks like we might just be going into an expansion. Going into more of a macro-focused game for deproselytize. And the vultures poking out, keeping an eye on where the Protoss army is, keeping them at home. Oh no, is he just going to lose these? Loses 1. Loses 2 vultures. But he did see the force here at the natural, and he saw these Dragoons up here on the high ground. What he hasn't confirmed, though, is if there's a third base, which this would be a good spot to check. Getting vision here would be a good spot to check. And we're likely going to see Peru throw down a Nexus here in a second. So both players kind of opting to make this into a longer game. Command center being built. Still in 2 factories. We got the ComSat. And now we're getting Vulture speed. And a third factory. Okay, we have Observer Tech, we have a shuttle. So we went for a shuttle first. So he didn't go straight into Observers. He's noticed that he has not hit mines or seen mines out on the field. And he might be hoping for a drop of some sort. We don't have Reaver Tech out. We don't have Templars. He might just be keeping the shuttle at home. We saw this last game as well, where he was using it to counteract like sieged tanks. So he might just have it in reserve to use for bombs, I guess is my assumption. But it does look like it's moving, so we'll keep an eye on it and see what he ends up trying to do. Couple cannons here. I really like this. This is anti-vulture defense. We're getting the observer across the field. So I think once the observer's across, that might trigger a move out from our Protoss once he sees what he's up against. Both players kind of chilling. Not really sure what the... Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Using the Marines that were in the bunker. I don't know if he's trying to open up supply or if he's just checking on things. You know that those Marines were caught doing something bad in the barracks, right? They were like, hey, all right, your punishment, you're going to walk into their base. Third base is up for our Protoss. Depots and tanks for deproselytize. And here we go. A little bit of a move out. Just a 2-tank move out. It looks like this might be just securing for an expansion. Okay. It's kind of what this looks like. This looks like just getting a forward position here to expand. And now that the observer sees things, the movement, sees that there might be opportunity to press. We're having the Protoss move out with their army. Oh, and here comes the shuttle. This could do some damage. Okay, one tank almost goes down. Now the vultures are doing a good job of making this quick before the siege tank shots go off. But this is very cost efficient. Okay, maybe a little less cost efficient when there's this many vultures there to just snipe them as they hit the ground. So decides to stop doing that. I think there's probably more zealots in here. I don't know. Maybe it shows me. I think it did. So maybe he did run out of zealots. But a fun little cheeky drop here. And also it shows the hand that like, hey Terran, be careful. I've got a shuttle out here. So we'll see what the reaction is. Again, I don't even think we have an eBay. I don't think we have any turrets. No, we do have an armory. No Goliaths, but we are throwing down 3 additional factories. So we're going to be up at 6 factories. So the production for Terran's about to skyrocket pretty heavily. For our Protoss, we have Storm being researched. We've got Templar being made. A little bit of a move out. Looks like Deproselytize did just scan the 3rd base, so aware that Protoss is on 3, getting his own. And unfortunately, we have this Protoss army just kind of getting hit by these tanks for free. Gonna kill some of these vultures, and does a good job of not being aggroed into the tank line. Alright, now we've got the Templar. So now, this is where this shuttle can really come into handy. Because there's no turrets, right? So a shuttle drop with some high Templar can just clean out these mineral lines. Absolutely clean them out. Now we do have mines here for our Terran player. So there's a world where potentially some mines get placed in the base, you know, as recall defense, as drop defense. But you don't want to put mines like in your mineral line, which is where this Templar drop could be most damaging. So I think the Templar drop idea can still be very powerful in this particular match. Only at 5 gateways. Ooh, let's do an upgrade check. We're at +1 for our Protoss. Ooh, GTs, where'd they come from? I don't think the DTs are going to get anything done. But I could see him parking these at like expected expansions to just kill SCVs as they come. But it looks like he might just be... Oh gosh. Oh no! Did the Terran hear it? Okay, well he saw the vultures go just running on by. Needs to be careful about mines. There are no mines here. And we know there's scans available. He's going straight into the mineral line. Oh my gosh, this is going to do so much damage. Boom. Just popping SCVs. Uh-oh. Here comes the Terran force. Oh no, they're not hitting anything. Oh no! I think he had the move commanded up into the main. But now the entire Terran army is unsieged. All of it. It's all unsieged. That could have been a cool follow-up moment. You know, the Protoss army is a little lacking right now. Brew's got a lot of money in the bank. Oh my god, this mine. Okay, it gets knocked out. That was about to be the juiciest mine ever. That mine was not going to be sugar-free. Getting a lot of vultures here with these Dragoons. The tanks are going to show up, though. Force these back. What's our zealot count look like? Not terribly high, but when you thin out the vultures like that, you have an opportunity to really do a lot of damage to the tanks with a big group of zealots. Bigger than this size, but he can still probably get one. Okay, no. They're going to get pushed back. Okay, Protoss's 3rd base is at risk of just getting completely blown up right now. Let's see how these storms go, though. Look at how grouped up these tanks are. If we can get a storm on there. Now, Terran needs to keep an eye on this. Target fire. Oh! Boom! That's 3 tanks down. And his own observer. Which I think is a Protoss rite of passage. You have to storm your own observers. So, not a terrible defense here from the Protoss, but there's still tanks. Getting the zealots out here. Terran was able to unsiege. But overall, Protoss has been able to hold that pretty well. Oh, Forsaken, you've never stormed your own observer? Is that because you're like a Zerg player or something? Okay, hanging out here by the cannons. Alright, well I guess you're just good then. Oh, big storm here. Uh-oh. You know, once these storms are, he needs to use up these storms real quick before everything dies. Okay, now this third base is gonna fall. And there's no army left, and Peru knows it. He throws in the towel. That's gonna be 2-0. Deproselytized. GG. All right, chalking up another win for ZerO effOrt ZeLoT Rush going into the last series of this cast. I actually have a lot of time though. I could probably do another one. I just have to prepare for it a little bit. I could probably do like a short break and get us set up for the other tier 4 series. So I'll think about that as we do this last one. We'll see. But our last series of this matchup between these two teams is going to be Strawberry playing Zerg against JJ 33,002 playing Protoss. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let me change up our scorecard. So we got JJ 33002, very creative name. And then we've got Strawberry, another recent follower of this stream. Strawberry playing Zerg, JJ playing Protoss. We're going to be on Radeon. I don't think I changed the map name for the last one. Oh well. Yeah, I think everything looks good. Cool. Let's get into it. There we go. Alrighty, everybody. Straubles are blue Zerg representing Bargain Bin Bonjwas. Up here in the top right. The bottom left, our ZerO effOrt ZeLoT Rush teammate, our red Protoss, JJ 33002. We're just gonna call him JJ. Keep an eye on Zerg here. Pluto, thanks for the follow, man. Yeah, that's a shame they did to Pluto. Hear about Pluto? Messed up, man. Strawberry the GOAT. The fruitiest of the ZerO effOrt ZeLoT Rush players. Oh, correction. Bargain Bin. The fruitiest of the Bargain Bin Bonjwas. Strawberry. Yeah, Forsaken. I was trying to do my best to quote Psych. It's like a recurring joke in the show Psych. Which, if you haven't watched it, it's a phenomenal show. Alrighty, we got JJ out and scouting. Two drones, one likely to scout, one to throw down a hatchery. Spawning pool being morphed. Drone looking around. Dugate. Dugate, baby. So not a Forge Fast expand as we often see. Looks like JJ wants to take the fight straight to the Zerg. This is going to be cross spawn though. We'll see if the extra time allows Strawbles here to adequately prepare. Yeah, NCX, I heard that they're going to have different mineral skins in the next patch. You just got to wait for that. Then we can have strawberry-shaped mineral patches. So it looked like some Zerglings just ate up a probe. And it looks like we're going pretty heavy in the Zerglings. So not only do we have the 2 gates, he hasn't scouted that yet. And we are making a decent amount of Zerglings. So this is where... So the Zealot's going to be chasing around this drone. It's going to eventually probably kill it. A few more Zealots being produced. There might be an opportunity here for Straubles to actually jump in here and get some damage done. Drone goes down. We've got 3 Zealots now. So gotta be a little bit careful. Alright, so now we're gonna be running all over the Protoss base. So this really stresses the attention of the Protoss player. Because you have to respect this number of Zerglings. But you also don't want to throw these Zerglings away without getting some significant damage. Getting caught here in the mineral line, not the best spot to engage the Zealots. Oh, but gets all these probes pulled. Strauble's getting tons of economic damage here. 4 Zealots, more than enough to knock out these Zerglings if they can chase them down. And continuing to get more probes. Oh, nice job here from Strawberry. Being mega annoying. But that's going to eventually get cleaned up. Now, if we look back at what Zerg is up to, we're getting the natural up and running. Starting to mine gas with 3 drones. There's not a whole lot here at home. There's no Zerglings being made. So Protoss could take all these Zealots, run them across the map, and potentially just end this. One thing also to note is that that probably needs to happen because Protoss is down workers, doesn't have an expansion, needs to get some compensation for building this aggressively. Now, Straubles looks like about to take a 3rd. See if that goes down. Strawberry playing with my heart right now. Do it. Looks like we have another hatchery going on somewhere. Hydroless Den. Okay, hatchery at the natural. More Zerglings. Okay, gonna run back. There's gonna be a sunken here. Oh, but is JJ just gonna run into the main? He does! He does not! He tries! Alright, a little bit of a bummer to try to fight here in front of the sun because, oh no, they're just running around. Okay, but he's in. 5 Zealots going straight to the mineral line. Let's see what kind of damage the Protoss can get done. Oh, but they're just running around. Not much attacking going on. Oh no, this is a disaster. Oh no. Not quite the compensation that JJ was looking for. The Zealots getting aggroed here onto the Hydroless Den, not going to be able to knock it out. And they get cleaned up for really low losses. Like, it hurts the mining time, but I think maybe 1 or 2 workers went down, and maybe 1 or 2 Zerglings. So right now, Strawberry in a very good position. It looks like we're kind of building out kind of like a forge cannon wall here. But JJ needs to start thinking, start thinking expansion, start thinking defense, because the crackback's going to hurt. Still waiting for this hatchery here, which makes sense. Strawberry needed to use the money, get all these Zerglings out, and that second sunk. But we also have Hydroless entering the field. So Strawberry, I would say, in a commanding lead at the moment. A lot of Zealots, more Zealots being produced. Still generally equal on worker count. Okay, and we are thinking a little bit defensively here. So, a couple cannons, Zealots. Does he not see the Zerglings? Oh no, there was an opportunity there to really kill a bunch of Zerglings. Warrior, thanks for the follow. Why both players play wrong? If you're new here into this stream, this is CPL. CPL has multiple tiers of play. It's a learning league. And this is the newest tier, the least experienced tier that we're watching. So, both players learning and having a banger of a match doing it. Oh man, this is gonna hit hard. Oh no, the probe transfer, a little untimely. You know, NCX, I was thinking the same thing. It's kind of bugging me that Strawberry's not the red player. Blue strawberries. Don't eat the blue strawberries, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, the Hydralisks are going to be able to pick off this Forge. I don't even think they have range upgraded. The cannons are just a little bit back. ZeLoT's going to be able to kind of shoo those initial ones away. Now, ZeLoT's need to attack. I think A move might be something that needs to be worked on here. I'm not sure it's being utilized. We saw it up here in the main base, and we're seeing it here in the natural as well. A lot of just move commanding, which I think is a little bit of a lost opportunity for our Protoss player. We do have Lair getting our 4th hatchery for Zerg. And most of the production for Zerg is going straight into Army. We also have Lurker Tech being researched. Ooh. Gonna be a big push here. I like that JJ brought back the fight to the cannons. Bring as much firepower to bear as possible. Getting a lot of Zerglings killed. Now the Forge is taking a lot of the hits, which is actually a good thing in this situation. Let it soak up the hits while you can take this army piecemeal. ZeLoTs are good, but this is still a lot of Zerg. JJ's doing a good job of cleaning this up right now. Again, though, once you have them aggroed on, bringing them back to the cannons, very helpful. You also have this army here at the ramp. Okay, the Hydralisks are going to be forced back to regroup these Zerglings. And this is going to knock out these two ZeLoTs. These guys are effectively dead. Third base has popped 2 evolution chambers. Battle probe. And we've seen JJ do a good job of recover from the early damage, but now he needs to start getting to the point where he can contend with the Zerg's production. Zerg is definitely still the aggressor right now, but I think we could probably afford some more gateways and really start pumping out some units. Now the ZeLoT's caught out here a little bit forward. This is going to open up an opportunity for a surround. Ooh, but JJ bringing them back. He's going to live to fight another day. Alright, now Lurkers are going to start coming out. We've got Hydralisk speed, +1 missile, +1 carapace. Being researched, +1 melee for our Protoss player, and Stargate. Looking to get Corsairs. Now, this is kind of like a fork in the road here for Zerg. Zerg can either push and go for the kill, or start taking up the map, as they have this contain set up. Looks like Strawberry is looking to get the kill. Now, the Lurker here is going to be doing a lot of splash damage. There's no observers for our Protoss player. And so, even though there's only 1 Lurker here, this might feel very scary to JJ. We got a few more being produced. We're still on 2 gateways. Zerg continuing to pump out army. Does that say convict? Thanks for the follow. Happy Veterans Day. Alright, I think right now what we're looking at is we're just looking for Zerg to pull the trigger. There's a lot of ZeLoTs here. +1's about to finish. Only a couple cannons. I think if I was JJ, I'd probably be throwing down a couple more cannons, a lot more gateways, and trying to spend this money as fast as I could to fend off this huge attack that's inbound. Don't want to be chilling here in front of the lurker spines. Oh no. This looks like it's going to be disastrous for the Protoss player. Not much getting killed, and you can see I don't think A move is being used. And so a lot of those zealots just died while trying to run past this Zerg force. Now it's time for Zerg to crack back and potentially end this. Lurkers getting up in position. Zerglings and Hydralisks knocking down all these cannons. Oh man, and the wall just disintegrates, and here they come down to the probes. I thought, here they come down to the probes. And this is just a bad day for our Protoss player. Oh man, the lurkers gonna be able to shoot anything that comes down this ramp. Supply down to 29 for our Protoss player. And this is effectively GG. Not sure there's much left for our Protoss player here. Trying to continue to make waves of zealots. But they're coming out 4 at a time. There is a rally here that's kind of screwing up with them getting right into the fight early. They're rallying all the way to this ramp. And it looks like Zerg is going to be able to take this. That was a fun game, though. And I think there are a couple big points, right? So a lot of these matches, obviously, you know, there's learning points in both of them. But what I really liked about this match was those early zealots. I think there was an opportunity there for JJ, if they were just attack moving, to do a ton of damage. Either to the drone line or to that initial Zergling army. So definitely a good back and forth there. And there's the GG, and that's going to give Strawberries a 1-0 lead in this series. So let's go ahead and go into the next game. Ho-ho. All right, is Strawberry going to be able to close this out and get Bargain Bin Bonjwas on the scoreboard? Or is it going to be a complete sweep with a big comeback from JJ to keep the ZerO effOrt Zealot Rush team alive? Let's find out. We got game 2 coming up right now. Let's go. And here we go. Bargain Bin Bonjwas, our Zerg player in the bottom right. Our red player, Strawberry. Thank goodness they're red this time. Up here in the top left, our blue Protoss player representing ZerO effOrt Zealot Rush, JJ. Last time what we saw from JJ was a 2-gate. And from Strawberry, I missed whether it was an overpool or whatever, but I think it was an overpool into Hatchery, the expansion. So we'll see what happens this time. Now this is interesting, and something you don't see all the time, and maybe if there's Zerg players in the chat that can help me out, or Strawberry even, if you're here, you can let me know. The cross scout with the Overlord is interesting to me. I don't know if there's some sort of expectation of a proxy. Generally speaking, from what I understand, you want to take your Overlord and scout it in the direction of your natural on a 4-player map. So, for example, your first Overlord would go down here to the bottom left to scout. Gateway going down. It does look like we're probably going to see a 2-gate again. Yep. Not a bad build as a beginner build. You can use it pretty much every matchup. It's aggressive. Get good micro practice. And you can get some free wins off of it. Yeah, JJ, I see in the chat we're talking a little bit about players. JJ, I think this was his second time playing against a human being when he played this series. And it was really, really fun to talk to him about it. He had so much fun playing this. He was really he was talking about like his adrenaline was through the roof, like he was just loving it. And I think there was someone else in the chat that was just coming back to the game or just ran into this stream after not playing for like 30 years. That's kind of what JJ's situation is. He was like, yeah, I played in like 99, decided to pick it up yesterday, played the AI. Can I compete? We're like, hell yeah, brother, get in there. So he's killing it. He's like 1 week in. Like I said, like second human opponent. And Strawberry here, showing him what it's like in the Brood War. Alright, so Drone's going to get up here into the top left. He's going to see the 2 gate. See what the reaction is. Last time what we saw from Strawberry was Strawberry went up to 8 Zerglings in response. So we do see 8 Zerglings again. And we also saw them run straight across the map and get right into the main. And basically run circles around the 3 zealots that were present. Which really disrupted kind of the game plan of the 2 gate. You want to get those 3 zealots and just yeet them across the map. This probe actually keeping some of these Zerglings home for a while, buying some very valuable time. And here you go, right? So this is what we're talking about with the 2 gates. So we have the 3 zealots just running straight across the map. Third hatchery going down here in the natural. Overlord keeping an eye on things. And it looks like JJ's comfortable with just sending the 3 zealots. He's got a few more back at home, but they're going to be hanging out, preventing any type of run by. Ooh. Ah, dang it. We're running into that A move thing again. Zealots just aren't fighting back. And so these Zerglings are likely going to get us around here on this first one before any damage is completely done. But these follow-up 2, like if he splits the attention here, he can probably get a few of these drones down here in the natural. Looks like one might go down. The drone's just running for it. Oh no, sad day for these zealots. But he's splitting the attention again. Got one zealot up in the main seat. Unfortunately, that one was kind of dancing around. This zealot does get into the mineral line, causing some disruption here from the drones. They are going to be forced to kind of run around. Does get a drone, and 3 more zealots coming in. Unfortunately, they're attacking this creep colony. But they'll be able to knock it out, and then it's just zealots versus Zerglings. And if these zealots were able to get behind like this mineral line or something, all of a sudden, these Zerglings, their numbers don't count for anything, right? We're talking about like this is Sparta type nonsense. We're talking about Battle of Thermopylae with zealots holding chopsticks. Here we go. We got G House romping across the map. 3 more coming in, and the Zergling production isn't being maintained. Oh my gosh! Does he not see these? Oh, huge coachable moment. I think if JJ were to just A move, he may have already won this game. That's the power of 2 racks, or 2 gate. Okay, so here he goes behind the mineral line. Love to see that. Also going up to the top part of this mineral line where the Sunken can't really hit. It looks like it's getting some long-range shots here on that zealot. The zealots go down again. This is a cool place, Sunken, for defending some of this zealot pressure. And we have a Spire. Spire going down for a Zerg player. Getting some drones. This zealot with 4 kills. Does finally go down. Okay, so now we got a ton of Zerglings. Now, more Zealots. There's a point where maybe you want to slow down on doing this, but as long as JJ is doing stuff behind it, expanding, getting more gateways, teching up a little bit, he's got his cybernetics core, which I think he meant for this to be a forge. I think that was something we talked about after these games were played. I think JJ mentioned that. He was like, I threw down an accidental cybernetics core in game 2. Yeah, an A move here on this ramp would kill so many Zerglings. Okay, Spire's up. The Sunken's going to do work on protecting this mineral line. Still doing a good job of knocking down drones, though. Like, these attacks haven't been the most efficient, but Zerg's at 11 drones. Like, he's being forced to make army to protect against these Zealots, and the Zealots, whenever they do attack, they are killing probes. Or not probes, drones. But we're getting to the point where the Zergling count is getting a little scary. And I don't know if Strawberry recognizes that. But if Strawberry were to run across, he could probably do absolutely game-ending damage to our Protoss frontier. Now, we have got Mutalisks starting. Here we go. There's the first of 2 Mutalisks that have been produced. And he's just going to run straight across the map. And I mean, we have the Cybernetics core, but I don't think we have any Dragoons. We have 2 probes on gas here. 2 on here. So we don't really have a ton of gas to produce Dragoons with. These Mutalisks are going to be a huge pain in the butt. Now, the DPS on a Mutalisk against Zealots, it takes forever. And what you want to do with these is you want to throw them at the worker line. These Zealots are actually going to do a good job of distracting these Mutalisks. And they will eventually die. But so much better for the Protoss player that these Mutalisks are hitting these than running towards the mineral line. Gives valuable, valuable time. And you can see here, we have Dragoon range being upgraded, so JJ recognizes he needs something that shoots up. So he's going to start getting those Dragoons. Now it looks like JJ may have abandoned his Zealots here and is focusing back home. This game is wild. Absolutely wild. Just a stream of Zealots. I love it. The Mutalisk count is starting to grow, though. We're at 4. A lot of Zerglings. This is looking good for our Zerg friend. Forsaken the team. Pluto, are you JJ? There's no forsakening happening. Where are those mutas? There they are. Oh, you're rice beans. Gotcha. See, this is what... So, if Strawberry had done this earlier, it would have just been that much more potent. Because it's not even uncommon, even against, like, Terran, or, you know, in this case, Protoss. When mutas hit and you're unprepared for it, give them something to shoot at. Here's some Zealots. Here's a handful of Zealots. Go chase the Zealots around for 2 minutes while I build a gajillion cannons around my mineral lines. And that's what JJ should have done, was at least put 1 or 2 cannons here in the mineral lines as he's trying to get his Dragoons. But great learning points in this match. That entire mineral line has been wiped out by these Mutalisks. We got Zerglings setting up outside the Protoss base. And these players are just going straight at each other's throats. Dragoons finally getting this pesky Overlord out of there. Looks like we're going to try to expand, but JJ all over it with this Zealot. Chasing this drone all around the map. We'll see if he can kill it before these Mutalisks get to it. Nope, drone jukes him out. Sends him back here to these Zerglings. That's going to be the end of our Zealot. Now, we do have the third base going down for Zerg. And I think Strawberry, with these mutas, could be scouting around, looking for a third. Because it's not unreasonable to believe that Protoss could have gotten a third base up in this time. A couple cannons here, protect the southern flank. A few up here around this pylon. Not sure if Dragoons can fit through that. Might need to kill a couple buildings or something. Get them through when he decides to move out. Oh, holy mutas. Now this is a scary amount of mutas. Leaving one behind, that's because this Overlord is, I believe, grouped with them, so that they can stack. Should like mutas. Mutas are great. Now, this isn't a lot of Dragoons. This is a little bit scary for the Protoss. Might be a little bit of a misread on how the Zerg is doing right now. Because 6 Dragoons, we've seen a lot of Zerglings out on the field. Most recently with the ZeLoT that came down here. So we know that we gotta be careful about the Zerglings coming underneath with the mutas flying up above. Now these mutas gonna thread the needle here above these cannons and get a bunch of probe kills. Meanwhile, Dragoons down here trying to fight off these Zerglings, but now we've got all these mutas. They are gonna melt these Dragoons. And if the Dragoons start firing at the mutas, the Zerglings' DPS is just insane. Bye-bye, goons. Meanwhile, I know 13 is a baker's dozen, 12 is a dozen. What's 11? Yeah. JJ's got style. It's all about trying to kill. A doughy dozen? Alright. We're gonna call this a doughy dozen. Going in there with a doughy dozen of mutas. We need better units of measure to better explain repetitive game states in StarCraft. We've already determined on this channel that a group of vultures is a boy band of vultures. We'll call the 11 muta group a doughy dozen. We have sausage parties for Marines that don't have medic support. Here comes the ZeLoT checking here on the 6 o'clock. He's like, yep, that's a base. Gets knocked out by the Zerglings, and here comes the mutas. See where they end up going. Okay, so now we see Strawberry kind of checking for thirds. Force for our Zerg players is starting to grow pretty big. So we've got a pretty significant supply disparity going on. We've got 90 for Zerg, 63 for Protoss, and the Zerg is outnumbering worker count. Now, as far as upgrades are concerned, we don't have any upgrades for a Zerg player. I guess we have +1 air. And then for our Protoss player, we've got +1 ranged and +1 melee. We've got the Hydras being mixed in. We're at Hive Tech. That snuck in. And a Defiler mount. Ooh. Gonna get some Defiler practice here. Now, Zerg, I don't think, has the read that they could probably A-move our Protoss player. So when in doubt, macro. Alright, we got a doughy dozen of mutas here. We gotta be careful about this Overlord. The easily forgotten troll group Overlord. And Zerg's starting to, you know, be nervous, I think, that there's no third, right? He came up here, he checked. Came over here and checked. He hasn't checked a ton over here, but he's gonna send the mutas. Rightfully so. I think that counted as a check. And then he's going to be heading up Trying to thread the needle here. Ooh. Oh, I thought these were cannons. JJ about to lose an entire mineral line again. Oh no. Down to 20 probes. 18. 17. You know, I bet Strawberry thought those were going to be cannons too. All right, here comes a control group of ZeLoTs and a Dragoon. Doughy dozen of ZeLoTs. A full G house. Look at all these lurkers. Now we got like 2 ships passing in the night, and unfortunately, I think this sets up Zerg for a very powerful attack. Because Zerg has the production, has the Sunkens, has some of the static defense to kind of handle this Protoss army. Oh no! Losing the few Hydralisks for free. But there's nothing back home for the Protoss player. So now we're going to see the Zerg come in. There's 4 cannons. We have an Artosis pylon here. But it does look like we're just going to target down the cannons straight up. And with these lurkers, oh man, this whole thing's going to get shredded. No observers out on the field. JJ recognizes that, gets an observatory out. But right now, we're about to watch the natural go down for our Protoss player. Now, unfortunately, that's a little bit of a panic mode state. And the rest of the Protoss army is hanging out over here. Not really engaged. We got lurkers in the mineral lines. We have a Corsair that's unfortunately not the most helpful here in this fight. Dragoon's trying to hold the ramp, but there are so many Hydralisks here. Even with the mischance fighting uphill, these Hydralisks are going to do a ton of work. Now, down here in the middle of the map, Mutalisks killing ZeLoTs. And forcing all of the ZeLoTs to just scatter. This is the beginning of the end. We've got 8 probes remaining for our Protoss player. The entirety of the Protoss army has effectively been schwacked. Oh, there's a Defiler. We didn't even get to see the Defiler get used. And there's the GG. Congratulations, Strawberry, for ruining ZerO effOrt ZeLoT Rush's chances at a full sweep in the Tier 4 group, I guess we can call it, for week 1. All right. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. We have ZerO effOrt ZeLoT Rush with 3-1 over the Barget Bin Bonjwas during our week 1 Tier 4 group. Now, there's 4 teams, right? So there's a whole nother 2 teams that fought off against each other. I might do their Tier 4 later, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I decided during that last cast, I'm just going to call it for today. My throat's killing me. But this has been a lot of fun. And there's cheers. I know there's a few new people in chat, so I'll just give a quick rundown. Yo, what's up, Blackman? Oh, you're raiding? I'm just shutting down. We'll raid you guys off somewhere else. But first, if you're not a part of CPL, you should join. I know there's a few people in chat that were just like, hey, like, I've been away from the game forever. Join, play. It's a great time. This was Tier 4. It goes all the way up to Tier 0. Spider Broomster, thanks for the follow. And we're going to be starting to see a lot more casts because week 1 was last week. And so we're going to get all those casted out this week. And then week 2 is ongoing. So we'll see what happens. But before we raid someone, well, first let's find someone to raid. I saw a request in there. We got Nom Nomad. So let me figure out how to do this real quick. I'm on the wrong page. All right, let's find someone to raid, and then we'll do the anthem, and I'll send you guys on your merry way. I don't think I follow Nom Nomad, so I'll have to find him. Ah, crap. Oh, I see him. Okay, Games Boys. Okay, yeah, I got it. Okay, yeah, we'll raid him. And before we go, let's end it with our anthem. Yeah? That sounds like a good idea. So everyone stand up. Show your appreciation for CPL.
Winners rise and losers fall, reflexes sharp, minds and flaw. Gamers play, this never ends. CPL, while legends play. CPL, we fight tonight. Let us sing the storyline. From the shadows to the dream, we are the coach you believe. We are the coach you believe.
Hate music and everything about it. Anyway, sayonara. Have fun with Nomad. Looks like he's playing some Protoss or something. So, nobody's perfect. Bye.